Today's episode is a little different. We're not here to celebrate returning stars or hype up the top draft picks. This is about the other side of the NFL grind. It's about the guys who were part of the 53-man roster last year, but might not make the cut this time around. And honestly, that's not necessarily a bad thing. What we're witnessing is the natural progression of a team that's getting deeper, more competitive, and frankly more ruthless when it comes to assembling a winning roster. That's a credit to Pete Carroll and John Spytek, who've been orchestrating a transformation that's making life tougher for anyone trying to squeeze onto this year's final squad. Let's not sugarcoat it. The competition is brutal. When you have a team this deep, when your draft class is full of potential, and when free agency brings in hungry, proven talent, someone's going to be left out. That's the NFL. And today we're going to talk about those players. Not to shame anyone, not to throw dirt on a career, but to be honest about what the future might hold for some of these athletes. Because like it or not all of them are going to make it. We'll start with Zamir White. Now, here's a guy who had a decent amount of hype coming into last season. The physique was there. The workout clips were circulating. Expectations were building. But when the season actually unfolded, the performance just didn't match the buzz. 65 carries for 183 yards doesn't scream feature back. And while he had moments, they were few and far between. He was eventually sidelined, and now the writing might be on the wall. The Raiders didn't sit around waiting. They brought in Ashton Gentry and Raheem Mostert. That says a lot. And when push comes to shove, I bet the staff leans towards someone like Sincere McCormick over Zamir, even if McCormick is still dealing with an injury. White's best chance might be showing out on special teams or dramatically improving his ball security. But right now, I'd give him a 25% chance of sticking. Moving on to Dylan Laube, another running back in the mix. He's one of 4 from last season, alongside Alexander Madison, Amir Abdullah, and of course, Zamir White. But here's the thing, I'm not convinced any of those 4 are guaranteed a return. Madison is already gone. Abdullah is a free agent. And like I said, Zamir's chances aren't high. So Laube? He's got a shot. I'd give him 55%. That's not because he lit up the stat sheet last year. He didn't. His opportunities were limited due to ball security issues. And that's something that kills chances for rookies. But he brings some value on special teams, and sometimes that's enough. Especially when you're a 6th round pick still fighting for relevance. And look, speaking of long shots, let's talk about one of the wide receivers. This guy has elite speed, like true 4.3 level speed, but that's really the one standout trait. And unfortunately, that's probably not going to be enough. Not with the influx of talent at the position this offseason. The Raiders brought in 3 new receivers through the draft alone. Realistically, he's not going to see the field on offense. Special teams is his path, but again, there's more competition than ever. He had a great preseason last year and used that final game to carve out a spot. But this roster is just deeper now. I'm putting his chances at 10%. Next up, we've got a guy from the offensive line, a 7th round pick from the 2022 draft who's now entering the final year of his rookie deal. He played in 11 games last year, gave up 5 sacks, and struggled when asked to line up at tackle. That's a red flag. When your job is on the line and the coaching staff can't rely on you at multiple spots, that versatility, or lack thereof, can cost you. Right now, he's probably 9th or 10th in the pecking order, depending on how many offensive linemen the team keeps. If they roll with 9, he's got a shot. If it's only 8, I think he's out. Flip a coin, 50%. Now, if you're watching this in May, I know you're a real one, a true fan. Because we're out here discussing the 9th offensive lineman on the depth chart, and that's not casual talk. That's dedication. But this stuff matters, especially when you're projecting a team that's right on the cusp of playoff contention. Every roster spot counts. Let's keep it going with a linebacker who had a solid statistical season, 17 tackles, 1 sack, and 3 tackles for loss. He was drafted under the old regime, which sometimes puts you at a disadvantage, but he fits the mold the new staff is looking for. Athletic, versatile, and tough. He's also proven himself on special teams. Honestly, I think he's got a 75% shot at making it, maybe even more if he keeps developing. He could end up starting depending on how the competition shakes out. And then there's Tommy Eichenberg, 5th round pick out of Ohio State. Didn't see much action last season because of the depth ahead of him, but things have opened up. With some departures in that linebacker group, Eichenberg is right in the mix. There's uncertainty across the board at the position, and Tommy's a guy who lives and breathes football. That passion matters. Teams notice it. I've got his chances at 70%. He's not a lock, but he's close. Now, let's talk about another linebacker I'm really high on. He's not just flashing in practice, he's taking all the right steps. He's earning respect from the veterans, from guys who wear the C on their chest. That's leadership currency, and this kid is stacking it. I expect him to start alongside one of the other linebackers we've mentioned. His odds? Same as before, 75%, maybe higher. Because when you have rare coverage ability like he does, you're not just another name in the rotation, you're a weapon. Switching gears to the secondary, let's dive into the safety position. There's a player from the 2022 draft class who came in with a lot of hype, but hasn't quite lived up to it. He's respected in the locker room, no doubt, but on the field, there are questions, especially with how thin the Raiders are at free safety. He's not a standout on special teams, and he doesn't possess the elite athleticism you want in a modern safety. He's not tall, not super agile, and he doesn't quite fit the new mold. With someone new on the roster who thrives on special teams, I think this guy's days are numbered. I'll give him a 20% chance. Now, there's a name you're going to hear more of soon, Thomas Harper. I've got a whole segment planned on him because there's something there. Quietly, this organization values Harper more than most people realize. He showed out last year with a 77 grade in coverage according to PFF. That's legit. And with the free safety spot being such a question mark, Harper might sneak in if he can stay healthy and active during mini camps and training camp. He's got positional versatility, and that matters a lot right now. I'm placing his odds at 40%. Next, we turn our attention to Charles Snowden. Man, this guy was a grinder last year. He didn't start out as part of the 53, but due to injuries, he stepped in and delivered. 39 tackles, 3 for loss, multiple starts down the stretch. He earned his reps. But with Malcolm Kuntz back, Tyree Wilson still in the picture, and Andre Carter making waves, Snowden has a tough road ahead. I like him. I respect his work ethic, but he's fighting for his job. I'd say 45%, and that takes us to Andre Carter. This guy has some serious upside. People once thought he was a first-round talent. He's got the size, the bend, the traits you can't teach. I honestly believe he could be the breakout name from this group. He's not caught up in off-the-field distractions, and he's a quiet assassin on the field. His shot at the roster? I'm putting it at 50%. He's right on the edge, but his talent might push him over. Let's move inside to Matthew Butler. Former 5th-round pick. He came in from a big-time program with lots of expectations, but there were always whispers about his passion for the game. That's something you can't fake. And when the staff sees that doubt, they started looking elsewhere. Other defensive tackles have been added, which is telling. Butler still has fans in the locker room, and he's shown flashes, but flashes aren't enough. I've got him at 10%. Zach Carter is another name worth mentioning. Veteran presence. Has some good production with his former team. But, again, the new regime is leaning younger. Unless Carter comes in with added weight and refined technique, he's going to be on the outside looking in. I'm estimating 20% for him. And now, let's spotlight Sam Webb. This dude has heart. He's not the biggest, not the fastest, but he goes hard every day in practice. Coaches love effort like that. But when the final cuts come, traits still matter. And Webb doesn't have the elite measurables that give him a leg up. He's got decent length, sure, but the athleticism isn't on par with others. That puts him in a tough spot. I'll say 20%. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves across the NFL community, Miami Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill was reportedly caught in a clandestine meeting with top executives from the Las Vegas Raiders earlier this week. The meeting, described by insiders as highly discreet, allegedly took place in a private suite at a luxury hotel in Las Vegas, raising immediate questions about Hill's future with the Dolphins and potential tampering violations. Tyreek Hill, one of the league's most electrifying playmakers, is currently under contract with Miami, where he has thrived as a centerpiece of their high-octane offense. However, sources close to the situation suggest that tensions may be simmering behind the scenes, with Hill possibly exploring a future outside of South Beach. The timing of the meeting, just months ahead of the 2025 NFL season, has fueled speculation about a blockbuster trade or even a long-term free agency strategy brewing quietly behind closed doors. The Raiders, under new management and looking to rebuild after a series of underwhelming seasons, would undoubtedly benefit from a player of Hill's caliber. A partnership with Hill could instantly revamp their offensive identity and inject much-needed explosiveness into their receiving core. Still, the secrecy of the meeting raises concerns, especially considering the NFL's strict anti-tampering policies, which prohibit contact between teams and players under contract without explicit permission. As of now, neither the Dolphins nor the Raiders have issued an official statement regarding the incident. Hill himself has remained silent, avoiding media questions and making no comments on social media, a surprising move from the usually vocal star. The NFL is expected to investigate the matter. If proven that the Raiders engaged in improper conduct, they could face severe penalties, including hefty fines or draft pick forfeitures. For now, fans across the league are left with more questions than answers as the situation continues to unfold. One thing is certain: Tyreek Hill's unexpected meeting has added a dramatic new twist to the NFL offseason narrative. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.